أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
Please ensure your lines are straight, fill in the gaps, heels on the line. There's still space on the second row, on the left side. Allahu Akbar. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين إن في خلق السماوات والأرض واختلاف الليل والنهار لآيات لأولي الألباب الذين يذكرون الله قياما وقعودا وعلى جنوبهم ويتفكرون في خلق السماوات والأرض ربنا ما خلقت هذا باطلا سبحانك فقنا عذاب النار ربنا إنك من تدخل النار فقد أخزيته وما للظالمين من أنصار ربنا إننا سمعنا مناديا ينادي للإيمان أن آمنوا بربكم فآمنا ربنا فاغفر لنا ذنوبنا وكفر عنا سيئاتنا وتوفنا مع الأبرار ربنا وآتنا ما وعدتنا على رسلك ولا تخزنا يوم القيامة إنك لا تخلف الميعاد. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر.
الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين، الرحمن الرحيم، مالك يوم الدين، إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين، اهدنا الصراط المستقيم، صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. الله نور السماوات والأرض، مثل نوره كمشكاة فيها مصباح، المصباح في زجاجة، الزجاجة كأنها كوكب دري يوقد من شجرة مباركة زيتونة لا شرقية ولا غربية، يكاد زيتها يضيء ولو لم تمسسه نار، نور على نور، يهدي الله لنوره من يشاء، ويضرب الله الأمثال للناس، والله بكل شيء عليم. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر السلام عليكم ورحمة الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله
Excuse me. When is the pizza coming?
Later.
Hmm?
Later.
I don't know what you're saying.
It's gonna come later.
I can't hear you. It's gonna come later. Huh? Later. Later sometimes. Pizza's coming later. But it's not pizza you have, pizza you have. Now what are we doing?
It's like 15 might not be enough.
Yeah.
Almost. That's not it. That's not. Yeah, how many are there? Yeah. How many people are there? Like roughly 30, 40, 50? Are you serious? Yeah. Go in the gym. So we'll bring the kids in the masjid and you guys can go there. Yeah. Okay. No, just tell the ladies to go there and send the kids to the masjid.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. If I can request all the adults to just move back a little bit, and all the kids which are on the sister side and the kids who are in the gym, can you please make your way into the masjid and sit closer?
Ladies need to sit in the gym because there's no space over there. Both rooms are full, so the kids have to come in the masjid.
Okay.
So ladies can go there.
So if I can get some brothers to get all the kids into the masjid area, please.
I'll tell all the kids to come in the masjid area. So you need me to call the place to add more? How many?
I don't know.
She said it's about roughly 80. She's not sure.
80 kids. 80
Total, like over there.
kids, and so we ordered.
How many slices are in one?
I just heard you last time.
I think there's 16 slices. So that's eight people per pizza, hopefully. So 15 times 8 is about 120, right? 120. So I think we might need like 5 more, like 20 maybe? 20 pizzas?
What do you do? How's that try again? Wait, what juice is that?
Let's go with, take my laptop and set it up. My laptop is over here. Say my laptop is here. Set it up on my laptop and bring it back. So send us contact my laptop. Okay guys, I need everyone to inshallah stay quiet or else we won't be able to start. So if you want to start, everyone has to stay quiet. Amir?
Wait, is it gold? About Prophet Musa.
Just take it out from the cut and set it up and bring it back. That should be there. The little small ones are fine. Yeah, the little ones. Yeah. Okay, inshallah. All right, I need everyone to stay quiet so we can start, guys. If I can get some help getting all the kids to stay quiet so we can start.
Okay. We're going to start off with Quran, and after that, inshallah, we're going to start with the program.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم حاميم عين سين قاف كذلك يوحي إليك وإلى الذين من قبلك الله العزيز الحكيم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض وهو العلي العظيم تكاد السماوات يتفطرن من فوقهن والملائكة يسبحون بحمد ربهم ويستغفرون لمن في الأرض ألا إن الله غفور رحيم والذين اتخذوا من دونه أولياء الله وفيض عليهم وما أنت عليهم بوكيل وكذلك أوحينا إليك قرآنا عربيا لتنذر أم القرى ومن حولها وتنذر يوم الجمع لا ريب فيه فريق في الجنة وفريق في السعير ولو شاء الله لجعلهم أمة واحدة ولكن يدخل من يشاء في رحمته والظالمون ما لهم من ولي ولا نصير أم اتخذوا من دونه أولياء فالله هو الولي وهو يحيي الموتى وهو على كل شيء قدير وما اختلفتم فيه من شيء فحكمه إلى الله ذلكم الله ربي عليه توكلت وإليه أنيب صدق الله العظيم.
All right, mashallah, takbir. Hassan was in a hurry because he wanted all of us to start with the program, so that's why he was reading fast. Normally he reads slow. But in fact, during Taraweeh, everyone would like to pray Taraweeh behind him. Can you move over a little bit? Can you move over? Yeah. Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm sure you guys can say that louder. MashaAllah, very good. MashaAllah. Okay, so we're going to start Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala al-mab'uthi rahmatan lil alameen. وعلى آله وأصحابه وأزواجه ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. Okay, so the setup that we're going to have for tonight will be exactly the same as what we did last time. So whatever we're going to speak about today and in my talk, right, which story is it for which prophet? Prophet Musa. So I need all of you to pay very, very close attention because the questions which are going to come from the Kahoot are going to come from whatever I'm going to say right now. So I need you guys to pay attention, inshallah. Can I ask someone to please close that door and close that door as well? Yes. No, it shouldn't be working. Okay, so let's start, and I want everyone to inshallah pay attention. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So the first thing is that Musa alayhi salatu wassalam was a prophet of Allah. And not just a prophet of Allah, but one of the greatest prophets of Allah. There were many prophets, starting from Adam alayhi salam, and then Nuh alayhi salam, and then Salih alayhi salam, and Hud. And Quran speaks about many prophets. So the beginning, the first prophet was Adam, and the last prophet was Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Now, there were approximately, we don't know exactly, but around 124,000 prophets. Okay? There were approximately 124,000 prophets that came, that Allah sent. Now, amongst these 124,000, there were 4 who were known as Ulul Azm. Ulul Azm means the greatest amongst all the rest. There were 4 of them. Okay? Musa alayhi salam was one, Isa alayhi salam, Ibrahim alayhi salam, and Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Okay? So Musa alayhi salam was amongst the highest from the rest. So you had 4, Musa, Isa, Ibrahim, and Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, he was from Egypt. And his whole story that we find in Quran revolves in this particular place, Egypt. How many of you have been to Egypt? Anyone? You've been to Egypt? Okay, a lot of people, mashallah, have been to Egypt. How many people are from Egypt? Mashallah, we got a couple of people who are here from Egypt. Okay. So, Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, he came at a time, he was born in a time and where there was a ruler or a king who was very, very evil. Very evil. Okay? He was known as Fir'aun. Okay. Now Fir'aun, I want you guys to pay attention. Fir'aun was not the name of the king. Okay? Fir'aun was not the name of the king. Fir'aun means that the king of that time, the people who are the rulers or the king, they were called Fir'aun. Okay? But his actual name was Ramses the second. There were many people who had that name, but Ramses the second was his name. Fir'aun was the title that was given to the leader or the person who was in charge of Egypt. This is what they used to call him. So he was very evil. He saw a dream that some young boy is taking away his kingdom. He was king, he had a lot of people under him. So he saw this dream that a boy is taking over his kingdom. So he got really worried. He got really scared. So what he ordered, what he demanded, was all the boys to be killed. 1 year he would kill them, 1 year he would leave them. Now, Musa alayhi salam, he was born in the year and where he ordered all the boys to be killed. But Allah wanted to protect Musa alayhi salam. Allah wanted to protect Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. So, Musa alayhi salatu wasalam was born secretly, and his mother did not tell anyone. When he was born, Musa alayhi salatu wasalam's mother was ordered by Allah to put him in a basket, in a little basket, and to throw Musa alayhi salam in the river. And Allah told Musa alayhi salam's mother that don't worry, إِنَّا رَادُّوهُ إِلَيْكِ وَجَاعِلُوهُ مِنَ الْمُرْسَلِينَ. That don't worry, we will return him back to you and we are going to make him a prophet. This was Allah's promise. Now think about it. A little boy, his mother is being told that, look, if you want to protect your child, you need to put him in a basket and throw him in the water. Would anyone do that? No one would do that. But she only did that. Why? Because it was an order and a command from Allah. Now, before we go on further, remember, the reason why we go through these stories is not just for information, not so that we learn the story, but so that we can pick up lessons and how we can apply these lessons in our life. So before we go on further, the lesson that I want you guys to learn so far from the story is this one word. It's called tawakkul. Tawakkul. Tawakkul means to put our trust in Allah. Okay? Tawakkul means to put our trust in Allah. That means that whatever we want to do, we ask Allah to help us. Okay? We want Allah to help us. We're going through some difficulty, we ask Allah to remove that difficulty. A person is sick, we ask Allah to cure us, putting our trust in Allah. We have an exam coming up, ask Allah, make dua to Allah, and then study for your exam. Do you understand? We can't learn our lesson. For those of us who are memorizing Quran, the lesson's hard for us, it's difficult, I'm having a hard time memorizing it. Ask Allah to help us, and then try. And as we get older, there are a lot of decisions we have to make in life. A lot of decisions. So we're not sure what to do, what not to do. So let's put our trust in Allah, tawakkul. Okay? Now let's move forward. MashaAllah, we have another speaker here today. So Musa alayhi salatu wassalam, he was born, and this is exactly what his mother did. She put him in a basket, she put him in the river, threw him in the river. Now Fir'aun, remember he was the king of that time, he had a whole large army of people. Fir'aun had guards who were right by that river. And they were standing by the edge of the river, and they see a basket in the river coming closer and closer to the edge of the river. So as this basket gets closer and closer and closer, eventually they pick it up. They don't know what's inside this basket. When they grab the basket, bring it in front of them, they open it, what do they see? They see a boy. They see a little baby. Exactly. They see a baby. Now, they're puzzled, they're shocked. Where did this baby come from? Whose baby is it? They don't know anything. So the guards, they took this baby immediately to Pharaoh. And Pharaoh, when he saw him, he felt a lot of love for that baby. But he noticed that this baby was not from his own tribe. There were two tribes during that time. Tribe means families. Big families are called tribes. There were the Amalika and there were the Bani Israel. Pharaoh was from that tribe, and any boy that was born from his tribe was not to be killed. But any boy that was to be born from Bani Israel was ordered to be killed. So when he noticed that this boy is from Bani Israel. He's not from his tribe. So even though love came inside his heart for this little boy, he called some guards to kill this little baby. But his wife, Pharaoh's wife, she said to Pharaoh, look, we don't have any children. Why don't we make this baby our child? And I will take care of him. And she insisted. So Pharaoh, he agreed. Pharaoh, he agreed. And he listened to his wife, and Musa alayhi salatu wasalam was not killed. He was a baby at that time. Now, since he was a baby, he was crying. He wanted to be fed. He wanted to be nursed. So Fir'aun, he brought a lot of people to nurse and to feed Musa alayhi salam, baby Musa. But Musa alayhi salatu wasalam would not go to anybody because that was not his mother. So his sister, she was Musa alayhi salam's mother, sent Musa alayhi salam's sister to see what happened to her brother. And she found out that this is what happened. She came back and quickly told her mother that, look, our baby brother, my baby brother, he ended up in Pharaoh's palace. This is where he is. So his sister, she told the people there who were in charge of the baby, said, look, he's not gonna feed by anybody except for this one person. She did not disclose that this is the baby's mother. So when that was the case, Fir'aun returned the baby back to Musa alayhi salam's mother, returned the baby, that was Musa, back to his mother so that she can take care of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. So Allah, look how Allah Ta'ala fulfilled that promise. Allah ordered and commanded, look, throw the baby inside the basket and throw him in the water. I will bring him back. Look how Allah Ta'ala brought him back. So when we put our trust in Allah, Allah fulfills His trust. He will fulfill our responsibility. So the thing is that we need to ask Allah. We need to make dua to Allah. We need to ask and beg and cry in front of Allah. Allah will take care of our things. Allah says, وَمَنْ يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا. A person who puts his trust and closeness to Allah, what would Allah Ta'ala do? Allah will open up doors from places that you can't even imagine. وَمَنْ يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مِنْ أَمْرِهِ يُسْرًا. Allah says, when we turn to Allah, Allah makes things easy for us. So, Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, as he got older, and he did not need to be fed by his mother anymore, she returned him back to Fir'aun, asked for the baby again, asked for Musa alayhi salam. Now Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, he was brought up in Fir'aun's palace. He had all the luxury, all the comfort. And because Fir'aun treated Musa alayhi salam like his own son, even though that was not his own son, but he treated him like his own son, he would make sure that he was treated so well. Nobody would bother him, no one would treat him ill, everyone was very nice to him. Now, as Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, he grew up older, and now he's 17, 18, and now, he's getting stronger. One day, he went into the city, and he noticed there was a fight that broke out. There was a fight between a person from his tribe. Remember, there were two tribes. There was a person from his tribe. Which tribe was he from? Bani Israel. And the other tribe was the Amalika. So he noticed that both of them were fighting. So the person from Bani Israel, he shouted for help, and since Musa alayhi salam was there, he asked Musa alayhi salam to help him. So Musa alayhi salatu was salam, he helped him. Now, what happened was, when Musa alayhi salatu wasalam helped him, eventually his help was such that accidentally he took the life of that person, of the other person. And because of that, Musa alayhi salatu wasalam could not stay in Egypt any longer. He had to leave. When Fir'aun found out, he was quite upset that why did Musa alayhi salam do this? But again, like I said, he didn't do it on purpose. So Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, he went to another city close by. وَلَمَّا تَوَجَّهَ تِلْقَاءَ مَدْيَنَ قَالَ عَسَى رَبِّي أَن يَهْدِيَنِي سَوَاءَ السَّبِيلِ. Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, he went to a neighboring city, and that was called Madian. That was called Madian. Madian was not a name of a person, but a name of a place or a city. And Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, he reached Madian. Obviously he was still very terrified and scared that what if Fir'aun, he sends his army after him or his people after him. When he got there, he noticed that people were lined up. People were lined up to get water. Back in the day, they didn't have water like us from taps. We just turn on the tap, water starts coming. The way to get water before was how? By taking a bucket and throwing it inside a well, and they would pull it up and water. This is how they would get water. This is how they would fetch water. So Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, he noticed that there were people who are all lined up, to get water. And however, there were some little girls who were also waiting in line, but they were at the end of the line. And when he noticed, is all the strong men, they were all in the front. So he felt that this was not right. He offered those girls to fetch the water for them. And he got the water for them, and he helped them out. When they went back home, their father realized that today they came back home very early. Normally it takes them a long time because they're always at the end of the line. So today they got home early. So he asked, what happened? So they said, there was a young man, strong, nice man, who helped us get the water for us, and because of that we got home early. So their father, now pay attention, their father was also a prophet. His name was Shu'aib alayhi salam. Their father, his name was Shu'aib alayhi salam. He was also a prophet. He said to one of them that one of you go, and because he's done us a favor, we should do a favor back to him. So again, now let's stop over here. Let's pick up the lesson that needs to be learned. The lesson to be learned is that we should always try to be amongst those people who are a helping hand to others. Always look for opportunities to help other people. You understand? Always try to help whoever we can. Allah will love us for that. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we hear sallallahu alaihi wasallam, say sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Say it loudly. Again. MashaAllah. He said that khayrun nas man yanfa'un nas. That the best people are the ones who are beneficial to others, who can help others. You can help people with your time. You can help people with your knowledge. You can help people just by giving a hand. You can help people with your money. So you can help other people with many, many different ways. We all know about our brothers and sisters, Muslim brothers and sisters, who are facing a very difficult situation right now in Turkey and in Syria. So many people have passed away, and there are people who need help. So this is our opportunity of helping them. What I want you guys to do, and parents, I want you guys to help, I want you to help your children do this, is that when you go home tonight, tomorrow, I want all of you to buy or get a small container. You may even have it at home. Get a small container, okay, and keep that container in your room. Keep that container in your room. and have 30 coins. 30 coins. It could be 5 cents, 10 cents, a quarter, or even a loonie or a toonie. Okay? Whatever your parents will give you. Get 30 of those. Okay? And every single day, what I want you guys to do, when you wake up in the morning, is take 1 coin and put it in that box, in that bin, that container of yours. Okay? Do that every single day. So you have 30, what 30? There's 30 days. So when the month gets done, so since now, today, what's the date today? The 10th? Right? So what you do when you go home, if you're going to start this tomorrow put 10, put 11. Tomorrow is going to be the 11th. So you get caught up. So then after that, just put 1 coin. Like I said, it could be 10 cents, 5 cents, whatever it is. And put that coin in there every single day. Okay? When the month is over, you let your father or your mother know. What they will do is they will take whatever you have collected, the amount of that, and they will put it inside the sadaqah box. What you need to do is then re-empty it and start again putting it in every single day. You don't have to give those coins to your parents. Okay? So for example, if you're doing $1 a day, when you're done, let them know my $30 are up. They will inshallah put $30 on your behalf in sadaqah. Okay? I want all of you to do that inshallah tonight when you go home, or do it tomorrow. And it doesn't have to be $1, like I said. If $1 is too much, do 5 cents or 10 cents. This sadaqah means that we're helping other people with our money. Okay? Anyways, so now let's go back. So Shuaib alayhi salatu wasalam, he called Musa alayhi salam, invited him over to his house, and he found out about his whole situation of what happened, that he made accidentally, this is what happened, he made an accident, and after that he accidentally he hurt someone, or he killed someone, and after that he had to flee and leave Egypt, and he had to run away, and he came to Madian, and he stayed there, and he had no place. So Shuaib alayhi salatu wasalam, he offered Musa alayhi salam to stay with him. And eventually, Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, he lived with Shuaib alayhi salam for quite some time, and he also got married to one of the daughters of Shuaib alayhi salam. And Quran speaks about him spending about 8 years or 10 years, 8 to 10 years with Shuaib alayhi salam. After that, Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, with his wife, they decided to move on, move somewhere else. When they left, and they're on their way, it was very cold. So Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, he told his wife, Unkuthu, you stay over here. I'm going to look for some fire, try to get some wood, get some fire, so we can get some heat. لَعَلِّي آتِيكُم مِّنْهَا بِقَبَسٍ أَوْ أَجِدُ عَلَى النَّارِ هُدًى. So he went to look for some fire, some flames, so that he can keep himself, he can keep them warm. When that happened, when he's looking for fire, he came to an area and where there was a fire. And over there, Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, up to now he was just a normal person. This is where Musa alayhi salam became a prophet. When he spoke to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he spoke to Allah. Remember, prophets are not born as prophets. They don't know they're going to become prophets. They become prophets later in their life. They're not born as prophets. Even Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, what do we say, guys? Say it again. What age did he become a prophet at? 40. At the age of 40. So he wasn't born as a prophet. He became a prophet later on. So this is when Musa alayhi salam, he became a prophet. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spoke to him. And then Allah asked him about his stick. Musa alayhi salam, he used to walk with a stick, he used to take help, even though he didn't need it. He wasn't an old man that he needed a stick. But this was something that people would do during his time. So he had a stick. So Allah asked him, what's this stick for? He asked, Allah already knew it, but he still asked him. So Musa alayhi salam, he replied, قَالَ هِيَ عَصَايَ أَتَوَكَّأُ عَلَيْهَا وَأَهُشُّ بِهَا عَلَى غَنَمِي وَلِيَ فِيهَا مَآرِبُ أُخْرَى. He said, I use a stick to help me walk. I use it for grazing and to take care of animals. This is what I use a stick for. So Allah Ta'ala, He told Musa alayhi salam that throw the stick. Now he got two miracles. I want you guys to pay attention. Allah blessed Musa alayhi salam now with two miracles. Allah told Musa alayhi salam, throw the stick. فَأَلْقَاهَا فَإِذَا هِيَ حَيَّةٌ تَسْعَى. When Musa alayhi salam threw the stick, it turned into a snake. It turned into a snake. And that snake started running towards Musa. So Musa alayhi salam started running the other way. Allah Ta'ala, He said, خُذْهَا وَلَا تَخَفْ. He said, grab it, don't worry about it. Just grab it. It will turn back into a stick. Don't worry, it won't bite you. So this was a miracle. Now remember, when prophets, they do something extraordinary that normally people cannot do, that is called a miracle. Okay? We call that mu'jiza in Arabic. Mu'jiza. Okay? Not anyone can do a mu'jiza. Okay? But miracles are done by only prophets. So this was one. And then Allah gave him another miracle. He said, وَضْمُمْ إِلَيْكَ يَدَكَ بِجَنَاحِكَ تَخْرُجْ بَيْضَاءَ مِنْ غَيْرِ سُوءٍ آيَةً أُخْرَى. Allah said, take your arms, put your hands together, and then take out your arm. And when you open it, it was a glowing white light that illuminated from the arm of Musa alayhi salam. This was another miracle that was given to Musa alayhi salam. So this is where he became a prophet. Now, Musa alayhi salam was going somewhere else. Remember, he was going with his family. They were going to go live somewhere else. But now, since he's a prophet, Allah commanded, and He ordered Musa alayhi salam to go back where? To go back to Egypt. And now, this is the funny thing. This is strange, it's funny, but at the same time, it's amazing. Why? Because Allah is ordering Musa to go back to the same country, and not only to the same country, but rather to go back and convey a message to the person he's been running all his life away from. He's been running away from Pharaoh for the last 10 years. 8 to 10 years he's been hiding from Pharaoh. He doesn't want to go back to Egypt. He's scared, he's afraid. But now Allah is telling him that Musa, you need to go back to Egypt and you need to go to Pharaoh, the person you've been hiding from. And not only that, guys, pay attention. Guys over here, pay attention. And you need to convey a message to Pharaoh. Now remember, Pharaoh was an evil person. Pharaoh at that time, he said, أَنَا رَبُّكُمُ الْأَعْلَى. أَنَا رَبُّكُمُ الْأَعْلَى. Pharaoh, he said that I am not just God, but I am the highest of gods. He forced people to worship him. He forced people to bow down to him, even if they didn't want to. So now, Musa alayhi salam has to go back to Egypt. He has to go to Pharaoh, and he has to tell Pharaoh, sorry man, you're not God. You're not the one. Now imagine, if it was me and you, how would we take that? We would say to Allah, Allah, how am I going to do that? He's going to kill me. He's going to kill me. So Musa alayhi salatu was salam, he said to Allah, oh Allah, how am I supposed to do that? Oh Allah, I ran away from it. I ran away from Fir'aun. I ran away from Egypt. And now you want me to tell him that you're Allah and I am the Prophet of Allah? And not only that, how am I supposed to get to Fir'aun? Fir'aun wasn't a normal person, he was the king. So he wasn't just walking on the streets. He wasn't just walking around the streets, hey Fir'aun, what's going on, what's up? No. He had so many guards. His palace was guarded by so many people. So he had to go through all of those guards to get to Fir'aun. So Allah Ta'ala, He said to Musa that don't worry. I am with you. Again, look, trust. Allah, when He said to Musa that look, I am with you, don't worry. Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, he listened to the commandments of Allah. Right? We have to obey Allah, no matter what the situation is. When Allah says that we need to pray 5 times a day, that means we have to pray 5 times a day. Okay? When Allah says that we need to help the people in need, then we have to help the people who are in need. When Allah says that we shouldn't be doing this, then we need to stay away from those things. Do you understand? This is what it means to be a believer. That we obey Allah and we don't disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So now, Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, I'm cutting the story a little short. Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, he makes it back to Egypt. And he gets to Fir'aun. Now when he reaches Fir'aun, he looks at him, he says, oh Musa, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? So Musa alayhi salam, he said, I'm here to convey a message. Oh, what's your message? The message is that I am a prophet of Allah and there is only one Allah. There is only one God and that is Allah and it's not you. So Fir'aun, he said, well, what proof do you have? What proof do you have that you're a prophet of Allah? Allah must have given you, your God must have given you some proofs. So Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, he showed him the 2 miracles that Allah blessed him with. He took that stick and he threw it, it turned into a snake. So Fir'aun, he saw that. And then he saw the glowing hand. Now, we might think that Fir'aun may have been convinced. He may have got convinced. The fact that, he saw these miracles. But rather, what Fir'aun, he said to Musa, is that this is not miracles, this is magic. This is magic. Now remember one thing, that the most popular thing, I want you guys to pay attention, the most popular thing that everyone was into during the time of Musa alayhi salam, everyone was into, was magic. Like Harry Potter, everyone was into this. Okay? Everyone was doing magic. Little kids, adults, everyone was into magic. During the time of Isa alayhi salam, everyone was into medicine. They're doing breakthroughs in different types of medicine. During the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, people were into poetry. Okay? People were into poetry. There was a book before Quran, prior to Quran, that was written in gold and hung on the Kaaba. There was a book that was written in gold. They wrote in actual gold and they hung it on the Kaaba. This is prior to Quran and prior to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It was called Mu'allaqat al-Sabah. The hanging of the 7 stories. There were 7 stories in this one book. Okay? You know what was the amazing thing about this book? that if you start reading the book from one side, from one end, and complete it to the other end, you can read 7 stories. Now when you complete the book, and you start from this side of the book, and you go this way, there's another 7 stories. It's the same book. So there were 14 stories in that one book. 7 this way and 7 that way. Anyways, let's go back to what I was saying. So now, Musa alayhi salatu wasalam is Fir'aun, he looked at that, he said, look, everyone does this. There's a bunch of magicians in Egypt, everyone does this. You're not doing anything special. So Musa alayhi salam, he said, no, this is not magic. This is not what everybody else does. This is different. So then Fir'aun, he said, you know what, if you really claim that this is not magic and this is a miracle, then let's have a competition. Let's have a competition. Let's see who wins. Now, Allah Ta'ala, He ordered Musa alayhi salam after he gives the message to Fir'aun, knowing that Fir'aun would not listen. And Allah told Musa alayhi salam, He gave him special instructions. I want you guys to pay attention to this. He said that when you speak to Fir'aun, قَوْلًا لَيِّنًا, speak to him in a very gentle manner. Be nice to him. Allah knew that that Fir'aun would not accept. But this is a lesson for us. This is our third lesson, guys. Pay attention. And that is, when we want to explain something to someone, we should do it in a very nice way. If we do it harshly, then people won't listen. If we have a friend or a neighbor who may be Muslim, but they're not really practicing, don't make fun of them. Don't say, you know what, well, how come you're not praying? Are you going to go to hellfire? And this cannot. No. Talk to them in a very nice way, in a gentle manner. So anyways, Allah then ordered Musa alayhi salam that once you're done with Fir'aun, then what you need to do is go to the people of Egypt and call them towards Allah. You guys are paying attention? Because remember, the questions are going to come from this. But now Musa alayhi salam is thinking, how am I going to get to every single person? So what did Allah do? Allah made Musa alayhi salam's job very easy for him. Allah made Musa alayhi salam's job very easy for him. Allah didn't order Musa, rather He used Fir'aun to do Musa alayhi salam's job. By doing what? Fir'aun is getting his people to go door to door and to tell everybody that look, there's this competition that's going to happen. There is this competition that's going to happen on this specific day and time. Make sure that you get together. Now remember, it was an order from who? From Fir'aun. You're not paying attention. From Fir'aun. So the order was from Fir'aun. So everybody, the entire Egypt got together. And now, Fir'aun, he got the best magicians in Egypt to compete against Musa. They had, back during those days, they used to use some type of string and a type of stick that they used to do something with, and people would think that that was an actual snake or whatever it may be. But it was just magic. So Musa alayhi salam, he told them that why don't you guys go first? So they did their magic, and everyone saw that. Everyone saw that. And everyone, so even Musa alayhi salam was feeling, oh no, what if I won't be able to hold up to what I'm doing? What if I do the same thing and there's no difference? He got a little scared. When it was Musa alayhi salam's turn, Allah Ta'ala, He ordered Musa alayhi salam to do exactly what he did before. He said, just throw the stick. When he threw it, that stick actually turned into a snake. And it ate up all of that magic and all the sticks and strings that they made that fooled people. That snake ate up everything. And when that happened, the magicians realized that Musa alayhi salam, what he did was not magic. Was not magic. It was a real miracle from Allah. And not only magicians, but a lot of people who witnessed. Remember, Fir'aun, he gathered all of these people. when they saw this, they all believed in Allah Ta'ala. They all became Muslim. They all became Muslim. So Fir'aun, it made him even more upset. And he started to torture the Bani Israel even more. He used to beat them up, he used to torture them, he used to treat them worse than animals. So he started doing that even more and more and more. Because that made him very, very upset and made him very angry. Eventually, Allah Ta'ala, and I'm leaving out some parts of the story. What I want you guys to do is when you go home and your free time, I want you guys to read. You'll find a lot of books. You can get a lot of books on the stories of prophets. Right? So grab a book and read the story of Musa alayhi salam in detail. I'm just cutting out I'm just mentioning the important points in it. So Allah Ta'ala, He said, فَأَرْسَلْنَا عَلَيْهِمُ الطُّوفَانَ وَالْجَرَادَ وَالْقُمَّلَ وَالضَّفَادِعَ وَالدَّمَ آيَاتٍ مُفَصَّلَاتٍ. Fir'aun, he started to torture all the Bani Israel, the people of Musa alayhi salam, and he made things very difficult. So Allah Ta'ala, He sent down 5 punishments on Fir'aun and his people. Allah says, عَلَيْهِمُ الطُّوفَانِ, we sent down strong winds. It started to blow everything away. When that happened, Fir'aun came to Musa and he said, please make dua to your Allah that Allah remove this difficulty. Musa alayhi salam, he said to Fir'aun, if you stop, then Allah will also stop. Fir'aun, he promised. When he promised, Allah took away those strong winds, then Fir'aun, he started to torture them again. Then Allah sent down another punishment. فَأَرْسَلْنَا عَلَيْهِمُ الطُّوفَانَ وَالْجَرَادَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He sent down locusts, grasshoppers. There were grasshoppers in His entire kingdom, and His food, and their drink, and their beds, and they were so small that His army could not do anything about it. Again the same thing, he came to Musa and he said, please make dua to your Allah, and again it was removed, and again he started torturing them. Allah sent down another punishment. وَالْقُمَّلَ, He sent down lice. They were scratching in their heads all the time, there was lice in their head. And all day, this is what they're doing. And again he made us, and the same thing happened. And again Allah Ta'ala sent down another punishment. وَالضَّفَادِعَ, the 4th punishment Allah sent down was frogs. There were frogs all over. And then the last punishment was Allah Ta'ala, He said, وَالدَّمَ آيَاتٍ مُفَصَّلَاتٍ, that Allah Ta'ala, He sent down blood. All the water turned into blood. Now, before we go on further, this is our 4th lesson that I want you guys to learn from. And that is, look, when we do something wrong, we ask Allah to forgive us. Okay? And when we ask Allah to forgive us, that means we don't do that wrong again. Okay? Listen to what I'm saying. When we do something wrong, we ask Allah to forgive us, but once we ask Allah for forgiveness, that means we're making a promise between us and Allah that we won't do that again. Or else Allah can punish us. Look what happened. He promised to Musa alayhi salam, I won't do it again, and he did it again, and then again, and again, and again. So he continued doing that. So when we do something wrong, we ask Allah to forgive us, Allah will forgive us. But we can't do that again. Okay, now let's move forward. Eventually, Bani Israel and Musa alayhi salam, they made a plan to somehow escape from Fir'aun and his army. And Musa alayhi salam had a brother, his name was Harun. He was also a prophet. So they made this plan of taking all the people from his tribe and his family and to leave and escape from the torture of Fir'aun and his people. So one night they all left, all of them, they all left. Musa alayhi salam, he planned a map. Now remember, They didn't have Google Maps then. They didn't have navigation systems, so everything was whatever they drew out. So they started their journey, and the next morning, when Pharaoh woke up, he noticed that all the Bani Israel were gone. There was nobody left. So they started to look for their tracks. They started to track them, and they started to follow them. And they started to look for them. And as Pharaoh and his army is coming from behind, was coming from behind, Musa alayhi salam was running away with Bani Israel. But they took the wrong road. The road that they were supposed to take, they missed a turn. They missed a turn. And because of that, they ended up in front of the sea. It was the Red Sea. They ended up in front of the Red Sea. Now, when they ended up in front of the Red Sea, they had nowhere to go in front. They started to go backwards. When they turned this way, they noticed that Pharaoh's army was coming. So they were trapped. On one hand, they had Pharaoh's army. On the other hand, they had the Red Sea. They had no ships, no boats. So now the Bani Israel, they started to scream and they started to get upset at Musa. And they said that, Musa, you trapped us. If you really wanted to kill us, then you could have just had us killed when we were in Egypt. But Musa alayhi salatu was salam, he was a prophet of Allah. He didn't want that. But Allah had other plans. Allah had other plans. As Pharaoh's army got closer and closer, Allah Ta'ala, He told Musa alayhi salam that take your stick. Remember that stick that he had? He said, take your stick and throw it into the Red Sea. Throw it into the Red Sea. So Musa alayhi salam, he took that and he threw it into the Red Sea. When he did that, the sea started to separate. And there was a walkway that Allah Ta'ala made a pathway for Musa alayhi salam and the Bani Israel, and on both sides there was water. But the water was not touching the pathway. It was enough for them to get by. So when that happened, this was another miracle that Musa alayhi salam did. When he threw it, all the Bani Israel, they started running through the water on that path. So now as they're going, Pharaoh's army also followed, and Pharaoh was there too. Pharaoh was there too. So they started to follow. Bani Israel, they made it to the other side of the sea. They made it to the other side of the sea. They got safely on land. And Pharaoh's army is still following them. When they got right in the middle of the sea and the Bani Israel were safely on land, what did Allah Ta'ala do? Allah Ta'ala, He ordered the sea to close back on them. And Pharaoh and his entire army drowned. This is how Allah Ta'ala, He destroyed Pharaoh and his entire army, by drowning him in that way. Now, one thing that Allah did, that, Pharaoh was so evil, that the Red Sea did not want Pharaoh's body inside his sea, so it spit him out. Spit out Pharaoh. What happened in reality was that Allah Ta'ala ordered the sea to take out Pharaoh and throw his body on the side. He already drowned, he was dead. And people picked up his body and they preserved it. And Allah mentions that in Quran. فَالْيَوْمَ نُنَجِّيكَ بِبَدَنِكَ لِتَكُونَ لِمَنْ خَلْفَكَ آيَةً. Allah Ta'ala has preserved his body. Allah mentions that. And He said, we're going to preserve and keep your body the same way until the day of judgment. His body was not buried. And even today, if you go to Egypt, you can find his body. It's in one of the museums. Normally, when a person dies, the body does not stay for more than 3 days. It starts to fall apart. When a person dies, the body does not stay more than 3 days. It starts to fall apart. So that's why we have to bury it immediately. But Allah has preserved Pharaoh's body for what? Allah says, لِتَكُونَ لِمَنْ خَلْفَكَ آيَةً, so that his body can be a lesson for other people. If we don't go to Egypt, obviously we can just go. But this is a reminder that look, there were people like this, and when we hear about these kind of people, it's a lesson for us that we should never ever try to even come close to being something like that. So anyways, as we're coming to the end of it, after Pharaoh he drowned and he died, and the Bani Israel were safe, Allah Ta'ala, He ordered Musa alayhi salatu wasalam to go up a mountain. It's called the mountain of Tur. Where Musa alayhi salam, he went there, he spoke to Allah. He was given the title Kalimullah, the one who spoke to Allah. And he spent 40 days over there. And Allah blessed him with a book that was called the Torah. Okay, it was the Torah. So Allah Ta'ala, He gave him that. Now when Musa alayhi salam was gone, he took a group of people with him to Mount Tur. There was a person who was left behind. His name was Samiri. Okay? This is the last part of the story that I'm going to mention. His name was Samiri. Samiri, he tricked a lot of people into worshipping them, making them worship a cow. How? Once, Angel Jibreel alayhi salam is that angel that would come to prophets to deliver the message from Allah. Okay? So Jibreel alayhi salatu was salam, he came on a horse. He came on a horse that was from paradise, from Jannah. What Samiri did was that he noticed that wherever these footsteps of this horse was, that would come into life. Anything that was under it would come into life. Flowers would grow, or anything, whatever it was, they would just come into life. So he was intelligent. He took some of that sand that was underneath the horse of Jibreel alayhi salam, and he collected that sand. When he collected that sand, and now Musa alayhi salam was gone, he took that sand and he put it inside the mouth of a cow. And as a result, the cow started to speak. Cow started to speak. When that happened, he said to everyone, look, this cow can speak. He's not a normal cow. You guys should worship this cow. So there were people who started worshiping this cow. While Musa, remember, where is Musa alayhi salam? Where is he gone? He's gone to Mount Tur. He's not over here. And for other people, or some other people are also gone. So now he's left behind. The Samiri, he tricked everybody, and he started to make people worship this cow. When Musa alayhi salam came back, he got really upset. He was really upset at Samiri. And he asked Allah to punish Samiri because of what he did. And those people who worshipped the cow, they were all killed. They were all killed. The punishment that Samiri got was, he was given a title. La misas. La misas means, don't touch me. Anyone who would come near Samiri, he would start to scream. Anyone. He would feel anxiety, he would feel pain if anyone. So like this, he had to live his entire life in isolation. Even if someone saw him from far, he would start to scream. And in some places it even comes that he would scream like a donkey. So his entire life he lived like that, and eventually he killed himself. That was his punishment because of making others worship a cow. Eventually, Harun alayhi salam, his brother who was older than him, he passed away, and a few years later, Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, he also passed away. So there's a lot of lessons to be learned. I just highlighted 3 or 4 lessons from the story. There's a lot of information, and I'm leaving out a lot of stories within the story of Musa alayhi salam that I want you guys to inshallah pick up later, read about it so that you can learn, but also remember, the point of these stories is so that we can take the lessons and apply that inshallah in our life. So we will end it over here. So let's inshallah get ready for the Kahoot now. Okay? So get your devices. Yeah, this thing is here.
For the Kahoot part, are we doing the same dying that we talked about?
Yeah, the same thing.
Yeah.
Is it ready?
Yeah, it's ready. It's projector. Is it ready?
Turn on the projector. Turn on the projector. Plug it in. Plug in the projector. I'll do it.
The believer. The ball player.
Okay, we're not giving out anyone the internet password. So if you need, use your dad's data or your mother's data. Just come here.
We're doing it. Half of the guys are doing his.
Why?
Because his 6 is 1.
has more questions.
But no, we haven't done this. Okay, is everyone ready? Okay. Let's go.
My brother is ready.
We're gonna do this one.
My brother's ready.
Okay. I need everyone to stay quiet. You guys? Quiet down, and I need everybody to sit down as well. Everybody sit down and quiet down. Okay, ready? Bismillah, let's go. First question. First question. Musa alayhi salam was from which country? Sit down. Okay. Next question. Who was Musa alayhi salam's enemy? Harun, Fir'aun, his brother? Or who's the last person that says? Okay. All right, mashallah, good stuff. Okay, guys, keep it down, keep it down, keep it down a bit. Keep it down a bit. Okay, where did Musa alayhi salam grow up? Where did he grow up? Pharaoh's castle, in his own home, in a mosque, or in his parents' home? Grow up, not born. Remember, not where he was born, where he grew up. It's okay. Alright, Pharaoh's castle. Okay. Okay, hold on. Okay. Have the kids stay away from the projector. What does Musa alayhi salam's mother do with her son? What did she do? Lock him in a room, kill him, put him in a basket, give to her sister. Okay, where did Musa alayhi salam flee to? Saudi Arabia, Syria, Madian, or Lebanon? Saudi Arabia? Okay, the correct answer is Madian. The correct answer is Madian. Okay? What was Musa alayhi salam's brother's name? Okay. The correct answer is Harun. Which dream did Firaun see? Okay, don't scream, guys. Yes. Okay. Keep them away. Stay away from the projector. Okay, next one. Quiz. What were the two miracles given to Musa? Okay, mashallah. True or false? Firaun died by drowning. Okay guys, keep it down, keep it down, keep it down. Okay, Master Shifu is in the lead. Which mountain did Musa alayhi salam go to? Good, mashallah. Weave basket. Which incident caused Musa alayhi salam to flee? Okay, last question after this one. Is that it? All right, mashallah. Let's see who's the winners. Number 3, Omar F. Noor al-Islam, come up. Whoever is the winners, come up over here.
Absolutely not.
And absolutely not. MashaAllah, takbir. Allahu Akbar, takbir. Okay, can I get the 3 winners in the front? MashaAllah, good job. Can I get one of the brothers to turn on the light? Do we have the prizes? Okay.
This for the prize is also chocolate somewhere.
Okay. Alright, so we got gift cards, mashallah. So for the 3rd place, who's in 3rd place? That's you? What's your name? Umar, mashallah. He gets a $10 gift card, mashallah. Takbir. We don't clap. We just say Allahu Akbar. Okay. 2nd place. He gets a $25 gift card. MashaAllah. What's your name? Noor al-Islam, MashaAllah. Takbir. And 1st place, absolutely not. What's your name? Zain. MashaAllah. Takbir. $50 gift card. Takbir. Alright guys. Alright, what I want you guys to do is just relax over here. Mujibullah, is there pizza? Pizza's ready? Okay, pizza's ready? Okay, so everyone can go in the front. And inshallah we'll have pizza.
Maybe stretch 6 out.
Huh?